The Mantis Blackbeard is a dry firing system for your AR platform with an auto resetting trigger, and it's actually pretty cool.
We got crews coming.
I believe if it's used properly, you can build some really good practical habits that will translate to real life engagements. Mantis did send me this system for free, and I always like when a company is willing to send me an item, knowing I will give an honest review, because usually that means that they stand behind the quality of their product. I'm going to give you an overview of the Blackbeard system. I'll explain and show you how I use the system with real-time target feedback, and I'm also going to talk about how I think you should train with the Mantis system so that it will set realistic expectations when firing your rifle in an environment where everything counts. Before I get into the overview of the Mantis system itself, first I'm going to talk about dry firing. Most shooters generally know what dry firing is, but just in case you don't, dry firing your rifle or pistol allows you to simulate or go through the motions of firing your gun in order to build muscle memory and a process for how you execute that task. This includes developing a good consistent grip, sight alignment, and trigger control. Usually when you see videos of people dry firing, they are usually doing it with their pistols, and to understand the likely reason why you don't generally see people dry firing with their rifles, it's important to understand that when dry firing, it's preferred that your weapon system behaves as close as practical to the real mechanical process that would actually happen when pulling the trigger. Again, the purpose is to get as close as possible to the real thing so that our dry firing training and techniques translate to real gunfire. For example, when dry firing with the Glock, when you pull the trigger, you get what's called a dead trigger, where the trigger is no longer actively moving or responding. One way to mitigate this in order to get multiple trigger pulls is to simply drop a small piece of paper in between the slide and the barrel. This will allow you to continuously pull the trigger, which will help you analyze movement with your dot and make adjustments with your grip. Again, doing this closely replicates real trigger pulls, which will increase the likelihood of your dry fire practice translating to real gunfire. There are two versions of the Mantis Blackbeard system, the Blackbeard and the Blackbeard X. The difference between the Blackbeard and the Blackbeard X is that the Blackbeard comes with a replica 15-round magazine and does not come with the capabilities of the Mantis X system. The Blackbeard X comes with the capabilities of the Mantis X system installed in the magazine. But keep in mind, although the Blackbeard X has the capabilities of implementing the Mantis X is sold separately. The Mantis X allows you to record the entire travel path of your weapon, whereas the Blackbeard system simply shows and records your hits on target. Inside of the box, you'll receive your bolt carrier group with the charging handle, a 30-round magazine, a charging cable for your magazine, and an Allen wrench to adjust your laser to your optic. Installing is pretty straightforward. You simply remove your bolt and replace it with the Blackbeard bolt carrier group and insert the magazine. In order to record your hits, you'll want to download the Mantis app. Inside the Mantis app, you'll see a number of different drills, most of which require you to either purchase the single drill or pay for full access to all the drills. Keep in mind that even some of the drills you have access to require you to purchase the Mantis Smart Targets. But don't worry, I don't think it's necessary to spend any more money to get the full benefits of the system. What is available on the app is the open shooting on a single target, which is what I use. It allows you to set the distance from the target, choose your target shape and size, and make adjustments if needed. So what makes the Blackbeard an extremely relevant and practical dry firing system? The auto resetting trigger and the ability to record your hits. Where the Blackbeard system falls short of other systems like simunition is of course no reciprocation of the bolt carrier group. That's why I believe the Blackbeard system is really great for some very specific and deliberate training. The more you continuously pull the trigger on the Blackbeard system, the more likely you are beginning to set unrealistic expectations because you are not managing recoil. This isn't so much of a big deal at shorter distances where recoil becomes less of a concern, but as you start using the system at greater distances, you need to maintain a realistic shooting cadence that makes sense based on target difficulty. You can distance your target 25 to 30 yards and pull the trigger 8 times with the Blackbeard while keeping your hits in a nice small group. But that doesn't really position yourself for success in a real situation that's more dynamic because you are not actually managing recoil. In real life, people move and react within tenths of a second, especially if we are getting hits in vital areas. With the Blackbeard system in live fire training, I place a major emphasis on getting good hits in 1 to 2 rounds. Almost all engagements to some degree will require you to conduct a ready up drill. I made a video on ready up drills and I'll have that linked at the end of this video. The Blackbeard system is really great for hammering ready up drills in order to build a solid foundation of muscle memory and acquiring the target and making the first round count. It's also a really good idea to implement some movement since almost all law enforcement engagements will involve some movement from either the suspect, the officer, or both. I'm a very simple and straightforward person, so for me, one of the drawbacks is how much time you would actually have to spend on the system to access all of the features. The Blackbeard system is a great choice because it allows you to get reps in the comfort of your own home without having to purchase simunition or having to worry about cleaning up a mess. If you enjoyed this review, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to be notified.
118, tell this my family I love them. I can't copy. I want family I love them. We got crews coming.